Hi there, welcome to Shopcast number 31. This one is about Royal Alpaca, one of our new yarns, and Boundless, which is one of my new designs. So the new yarn, this is delicious and yummy. Let me show you the awesome colors. So 10 colors and 4. These ones are natural, have not been dyed, have not been chemically altered or processed in any way. This is what alpaca can come as. I think this one's called cinnamon, or just a lighter color than that is called cinnamon. So you go and see all those little red-haired alpacas, and then the grays and then the creams are blended together with the blacks, and they make all these different shades. And they're very cool, and they're very beautiful, and they're very lovely, and they're very soft, and they're very warm. And I'm just going to sit here and do this while I talk about it. So $15.95 gets you 200 meters of a worsted weight Royal Alpaca, and the title Royal is it's kind of a marketing thing, but it really actually has some basis. So talking about why alpaca feels so good against your skin, it has a really fine micron count. So microns are measurements like inches or centimeters. They are 1/25,000th of an inch, I believe. It's like 1/25,000th of an inch or of a centimeter, but they're tiny. And Royal Alpaca is somewhere between some gauges say less than 18. This one, the labels actually say that they're around 19 and 19.5 microns. Merino tends to be in the 22 micron range. Alpaca can go all the way up to 30 microns. I've just been learning all sorts of things about alpaca. But that tends to be marketed towards people who make rugs and home furnishings. The stuff that's designed for garments tends to be in the under 22 microns range. And what that apparently does is it makes it less likely to be prickly. And so most of us who are capable of wearing animal fibers, we touch alpaca and it's amazingly soft and wonderful and feels really good against our skin, and there is no prickle whatsoever. For instance, if you were to use some of the Shetland yarn right against your skin or the County, you may get a little bit more of that prickling sensation just because it's from a rougher fleece that's got a higher micron count and it doesn't feel quite so nice. But this, nice. We actually also have a box in the back that is the alpaca combined with silk, and it's going to be lovely and gorgeous. But now, interesting things to know about alpaca is a lot of the time we warn that, oh, alpaca is going to grow, and you need to think about things where it won't be really heavy and put a lot of weight into the garment to stretch. The belief behind that is that alpaca fibers are relatively straight. They don't have a lot of crimp, which is kind of like the wiggly thing. Imagine somebody with wavier hair than me, how the wavy hair will stay nicely in a braid, but someone with really stick straight hair, their hair will tend to fight whatever they try and do with it because it just wants to be straight. However, various organizations, including alpaca breeders, but just other people as well, have been trying to correct everyone's assumptions that all alpaca will do this. So I am going to try and approach this with a fresh mind. I will be buying myself some of this at some point, and I'm going to make something of it and measure it and then wear it around and then measure it again a little bit later and actually find out for myself whether it grows or not. The other alpaca yarn we carry is Drops Alpaca, and we do have a wonderful, it's a sweater dress. It's long sleeve, kind of knee-length dress with these really awesome pockets. You might have seen it in the shop last winter. It'll probably be back as a sample. And Zoe was apparently wearing it around the shop all last winter, and it hasn't changed in length. So there you go, some anecdotal evidence that alpaca isn't always necessarily a problem in terms of getting longer and longer and longer. Having said that, if you were to make something wonderful, like a shawl out of a worsted weight Royal Alpaca, say, perhaps not bright green unless you're a really unusual shawl wearer, but maybe the really lovely cream color, or the yummy. I'm actually kind of thinking about this one for myself. Just something really graceful and elegant. Alpaca does have a wonderful drape, and it actually traps in a lot of warmth, similar to what you get from cashmere, just due to the nature, again, of the fibers. It traps the air against your skin, your body heat warms up the air, you feel warm and happy and wonderful. So, oh, I didn't actually finish what I was going to say. We do have another box that is the similar weight of yarn, but it's been blended with the alpaca, blended with silk. It's really lovely. I was looking at it yesterday, and so it's this softness, but then there's also a sheen and a glimmer into the fiber. It's like, oh, so pretty. Just one more wonderful fall yarn that we're getting here in this shop. So the alpaca silk will probably be out within the next week or so. If you are specifically coming in just for that, do call ahead and double check, but there's always lovely things to see in the store, so your trip won't be wasted anyways. Okay, one more thing to show you. Many of you know I've been designing for a while, and I've been delighted to be working with Twist Collective, which means that I've been putting in submissions, like either showing them sketches or showing them photos of garments that I've created and saying, hey, this sort of fits into your mood boards that you sent out. Would you like to hire me to do this for your magazine? And they've said yes a number of times, and it's been awesome. So this is one of my latest ones. This came out in fall at the beginning of August. I'm going to stand up and show you. There we go. All the lovely, lovely cabling. This type of work has been earning me the title of Christa Complex Cables Giles with the tech editors at Twist. So yes, making a chart that has all of this going on with it and right side and wrong side row patterning does make for a little bit of extra work on their part, but according to Ravelry, it's been doing really well. It's kind of cool working with Twist Collective. They're actually run by Kate Gilbert. She's the woman who designed Clapotee on Knitty, and that was one of the first patterns to really go viral. Like, oh my god, do you knit Clapotee yet? If you go onto Ravelry, Clapotee is one of the highest ranked patterns, and because it went through Knitty, that meant that it was distributed for free, and the designer was paid an initial honorarium of $75 to $100, and that's all she would ever see from that pattern. So even though thousands and thousands and thousands of this have been knit, she's never seen any additional reward for that. So her model for doing Twist Collective is that she pays the designers every single time a sale is made. So I actually get 50% of the selling price of every pattern, which is really similar as if I was selling hard copy to a to a local yarn shop. Like when you come in and you buy one of my paper patterns here at the store, I do get half of that selling price. So that's one of the ways I support myself. And Twist Collective is awesome. They're online, so there's not actually a printing cost involved. And the way it works is I send them sketches, or in this case, I actually sent them photographs of this cape that I had knit for myself and finished. They said they wanted it. We talked about the fact that the hood was a little bit too plain. So, show you the hood. Plain, right? Plain. When I was knitting this, I basically said, oh, I want to make a hooded cape, and I started at the top, and I kept on knitting, and then when I got to the neck, I was kind of bored, so I started throwing in cables, and all of this just grew as I went. So the actual pattern has a very cabled hood as well, and I did all the knitting. They had arranged for yarn support, so from a company that advertises with them, they will arrange for the yarn to come and be used, because many of you, when you're going after a pattern, you will actually look for exactly the yarn that it's made in. So their advertisers benefit by having increased sales as a result of a popular pattern. So they sent me this bright green yarn. If you haven't seen the pattern yet on Twist Collective, go take a look. It's pretty bright. Actually, it's brighter than this. So bright, vivid Kelly green. And I did my swatches, and I started designing, and I wrote the pattern and sent it back in. And then a couple months later, the tech editors, so people who go through and they make sure that my pattern is correct mathematically, they've taken all my hand-drawn sketches for the charts and converted them into beautiful, lovely digital charts. And they've checked to see that the way I phrase things matches the way all the other Twist Collective designers phrase things, because we're following the style guide that Twist Collective gives us. So that comes back, we do back and forth editing, and then about a month after that, it gets published. And the way Twist Collective works is that you can go and browse through the whole magazine online. So you get to read articles, you see the ads, you get to look in detail at every one of the patterns in terms of the photographs. But then if you actually do want to buy a pattern, you pay for it individually. So it's a really cool system. If you haven't seen Twist Collective, go check it out. They are twistcollective.com. I'll have links at the end to this specific pattern on Ravelry as well. And it's as a designer, it's a wonderful model for making sure that I'm being paid for my time and encouraging us to keep on working in this wonderful industry. So I'm sure that you enjoy having beautiful patterns. We enjoy providing them. It's always delightful to just knit and play with new yarns. And this one in particular, this is made with Cascade EcoWool. So a cape like this, my size used about 2.2 skeins of Cascade. So if you have a little bit at home, and then you come and buy a couple more skeins. That'll get you this cape for winter. It's awesome. I was wearing it out a couple days ago, and just enough to cover me and keep some heat in around my chest. It wasn't too cold yet. In the fall, it'll be an extra layer to throw on over a jacket, and it's actually going to be sitting here in the store as a shop sample. So if you do want to come by and see it and try it on, you'll be welcome to do that. Okay, enough tooting my own horn. Oh wait, there's space in my classes still. There's a couple spots left in my Monday night Knitters Helpline. So if you are interested in learning more from me and getting help with projects, whatever you want to learn, I will help you. And Mandy's got space in her Thursday night class. There's beginners classes happening. Go check out our website to learn more about that. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good week. Bye-bye.